will be doing the biology part 2 lecture. So in this lecture we'll be learning about the parts. So we'll be learning about the parts of flower. So here we know that the flower contains totally of 4 parts. So some says 5, some say 4, so don't get confused in that. So it's 4. The first one is corolla, next is calyx, next is androecium, okay, I've done it. Androecium or gynoecium. So this is your petal, this is your sepal, this is your male reproductive part, that is called as pistil, and this is your carpel. Oh, this is not pistil guys, this is stamen, which will be having filament and anther. So now this carpel is having 3 parts: style, stigma, ovary. Style, stigma and ovary. So now let us start with our first one, that is corolla. We'll start with calyx first because that is the first word. So we'll be starting with calyx. Sepals. Now calyx, as I've told, it is the outermost whorl. Outermost whorl means if this is petal, this is the central part. Here you can see this is your pedicel, right? This is your thalamus part, this is your sepals, then you'll be having your colorful petals part, then your, so let me draw it with a dark color. So you'll be having with this one, then you'll be having, right? So this is your first whorl, that is also the outermost whorl. Okay, fine. Yes. So next, so these are generally I'm saying not all, but generally in green. Okay, there are other colors, for example in the people flower that we call, that is, and we have in many other plants also, where the sepals or the calyx that you call is of other colors. Okay, fine. Yes. Next, the function of the sepals is to protect the bud from harsh condition, but in the initial stage, I'm saying in the initial stage, to protect the flower in the bud stage. So here the important words are in outermost, generally in green, not all, I'm saying it's to protect the bud in the initial stage. Okay, fine. Next, so here there is two types of sepals. One is gamosepalous, in which the sepals are fused. Here the sepals are fused. Okay. Next, the next type of it is called as polycephalous. So this here sepals are sepals are what? So they are free. Basically, they are free. Okay. Yes. Next we'll talk about the corolla. Let's take a different. That is your petals part. So these are first generally colorful, means it differs from plant to plant. It may be red in one flower or pink in other flower, so it differs. Next, it is the second whorl. Okay, fine. Next, this function of the petals is to attract the insects for what? Pollination. Now don't ask what is pollination. Pollination is the process of bringing pollen grains to the near stigma. Fine. Near what? Stigma. Okay. So corolla is also of two types, like a calyx, that is gamopetalous and polypetalous. Here they are free. Here, oh shit. Here they are fused. Fine. Fused. Next, the colors have already showed that they vary. Okay, shape and color vary from plant to plant. Fine. Next point, the last is the shape or the flower may be tubular, they may be wheel shaped, then they may be funnel shaped or tube, right? Funnel also. Okay. Yes. So now let us learn about the topic estivation, which is very important, guys. So estivation. So what is estivation? It is the arrangement of petals in floral bud with respect to other members of the same whorl is known as estivation. So I'll just write mode of arrangement of petals, okay, in floral bud. In floral bud with respect to other members. With respect to other. Fine. Yes. So there are mainly four types. One is valvate, vexillary, next is twisted, and last one is imbricate. Right? So here it's the arrangement of sepals, right? I mean the petals, right? So here the first very basic, that is, let us take one more color, that is the valvate. Here the petals are not touching, so petals are separate. Okay, it's like this. Fine. So you can go and check out the diagrams in your textbook also. Next, twisted. Twisted means the one end of one petal will be inside and other will be the outside. For example, see, let us understand it with this example. Let's take some practical solutions. So this is one petal, so one will be inside and the other will be outside. So let us take 5 petals. So this is out, so this will be in. Now this is out, this will be in. So as this is out, this will be in, and so it's like this, basically like this. Fine. One side will be in, one side is in, and the other is out. Fine. I hope sure you have understood. Okay, so if you are asking about the examples, so valvate example is calotropis, and the valvate, sorry, the imbricate twisted one, where one end is inside, other end is outside, that is seen in you can see ladyfinger, cotton, and in China rose, ladyfinger, and cotton. The next type is the imbricate type, where the 4 petals of the flower will follow the twisted rule, but the last petal will be different. How is that? So I'll draw 4 petals of this same type. Okay, I'll draw the 4 petals with different color now. So I'll draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 5th one will be both outside. See, let me draw a neat picture. So this, so the 5th petal is out, so both ends are out. So this is the difference in this and this flower. Okay, so this is what twisted, this is called as imbricate. This is found in, so you can see this in cassia or gulmohar. So best one is gulmohar. Next, so this is the notes that we have made till now. Okay, next is your last, that is vexillary. This is a kind of different shape than the others. It's not the like circle type. So there will be 5 petals as I've told. So one, this petal is one. The next petal will be like this. The next petal will be like this. So this petal is called a standard petal. Okay. This last petal is called as keel, and this is told as wing or lateral petals. So we can see it as wings. Easy to remember. Standard petals, wing petals, and the keel petals. There will be 2 petals. This is one, this is one, this is two, this is three, 4. So 5 and 6. Sorry, this is the 1. So this is 5. Okay, this is called as standard, this is called as wings, and this is called as keel. Please do remember this names: standard, wings, and your keel. Fine. So we will be calling this vexillary in the other name, that is called as papilionaceous. Papilionaceous. Okay, I'll just write it once again. Papilio no COUS. So this is the other word. So vexillary is easy to remember, so that is better to keep in your mind. Okay, which one is better, guys? Will you keep papilionaceous or the vexillary in your mind? Fine. Yes. Okay. Next we'll study about a term called as, before entering into androecium gynoecium, we'll just study a few terms. So here there's another condition like gamopetalous and polypetalous. Like we have one more condition called as, we'll be calling it as, let me take a different color, so I'll take it as black. So there's something called as perianth, or we can say it as a tepals. So this is the fused form of sepals or petals. Sorry, or not or, it's and. Fused form of petals and sepals. So this tepal is used for individual. When you are not able to distinguish whether it is there, when you're not able to distinguish between which is petal, which is sepal, that state of the flower, okay, that flower, you call it as it's a perianth or the tepals. Fine. Okay. Next, we have 2 types, same, gamophilous or polyphilous. Polyphilous. Why the pen is not okay? Polyphilous. Oh, it's looking like 6. Okay. Polyphilous. Same, diffused condition of tepals, non-fused condition of tepals. Okay, fine. Gamo is fused. It's here free. Fine. Yes. Next, term that we have to learn is called as something called as bract. So bract is the, you can say, small leafy like structure where at the base of pedicel. So what is pedicel, you know, right? So this is the leaf, this is the petiole, and this is your pedicel. People often get confused with petiole and the pedicel. Please don't get confused between this petiole and the pedicel. Fine. Okay. So there will be a leafy like structure. Okay, at the base of the pedicel. So if just imagine this is a plant and this is your flowers, this thing. So there will be small outlook like this, the small leaf like structure, small leaf like structure, that is called as bract. So those plants which have bract are called as what? Are called as bracteate, or which don't have is called as ebracteate. Okay. So there's one more term that we use that is called as bracteole. What is this bracteole? So this bracteole is nothing but the or that bract which covers whole stem. It's whirls up the stem. It will be like this. So it will be covering the stem. See, if this is the stem, this, what you see this part na, that is nothing but your bract covering the stem. Okay. Yes. Okay, fine. So these were some of the terms, and there's one more term called as the symmetry of the flower. So let us discuss that also. Symmetry. The first type of symmetry is asymmetry. Asymmetrical. Next is actinomorphic. Actinomorphic. Next is zygomorphic. There is no symmetry. Okay, a flower is like this. So if you cut also, how will you get the flowers equal parts? No, right? You'll be not be getting it, right? So that is why we call it as asymmetrical. Okay, next is actinomorphic. Radial symmetry means when we pass a flower at any angle, okay, we'll be getting this symmetry between the petals. Okay, fine. That is your actinomorphic. Zygomorphic means when we cut the flower only like this or in the horizontal way, then only we are able to get the flowers symmetry. Okay, this is bilateral. Okay, let me erase this. This is radial. This is bilateral. This is radial. Radial. Oh, okay. So next we'll be learning about something called as position of floral parts. So we are categorizing the flowers into three main types on the position of your ovary with respect to with respect to other floral whorls. Fine. Okay, so the first one, so just here, just if you use the word hypo or epi anywhere in this lesson, that means hypo means below, epi means above, below and above. So now, and you know what is gyno, right? That is the female part, as I have already told. So based on that, we will be categorizing them into three types. So hypogynous, gynous, and epigynous. Epigynous. So the gynous means above ovary. This is means, so this is below ovary. This is above ovary. So this something similar, like I would say, uh, this would be your female part. Okay, that would be your female part. So below the ovary means the part are situated below the ovary. So I would be writing something structure like this. This is your thalamus. Okay, here you will be having your, and there will be sepals, there will be petals. Fine. So as if you see the position here, it is where below the ovary. So these are called as hypogynous. Okay, same is applicable for the epigynous. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram here. So thalamus, okay, this is thalamus, this is ovary. Okay, the part, oh sorry, the part will be here. And this will be, submerged in the thalamus part itself. This is very good example is apple, guava. Okay, hypogymus is something, other name we can say it as inferior or superior. We can say it as superior ovary. Why? Because the parts are situated below the ovary, so it is at the top, so I can say it as superior. As this is down, the ovary is down, I can say it as the what I can say, inferior ovary. Fine. this one more situation or the type that is called as peri. So this is called as half inferior, half superior, because with the same level of uh, with the same level of your the ovary, there is the parts of the flower arranged. It's like this. Okay, so this is your thalamus part. So here will be, so this is your sepals, this is petals, this is androecium, this is gynoecium. You know, same level. So I'm saying it as it's neither inferior nor superior. So I can call it as half inferior, half superior. So this was about your parts of your flower, part 1. So in the next video I'll be coming up with androecium, gynoecium, and the topic, very important topic, placentation. Okay, fine, see you in next videos. Bye.